And with video-enabled workspaces powered by Zoom, teams can now continue to work safely and effectively from anywhere. We're going to talk a little bit more about that during the session today. So we're inspired, not only to adapt to a new normal, but also to anticipate what comes next, and really come up with a total platform solution to address the future. We're going to talk about Zoom Rooms today. And Zoom Rooms is our meeting space solution, which offers modern features and functionality that organizations need to enhance their meeting space, no matter where they are. Zoom is committed to helping organizations and employees safely re-enter the office and sustain an everywhere workforce. We've been speaking with our customers across the Asia Pacific region in all the countries that you're coming from. And we're starting to see a much greater demand for innovative solutions to support this concept of dynamic workspaces across all industries, from banking to education to government to retail and so on. And really, whether it's an office or a co-located space or even at home, Zoom's platform enables organizations to put employee health, employee safety, employee productivity first as a top priority for business continuity. And that's kind of where our focus has been. So, when I look at flexibility is now a top priority for both employees and employers who must be willing to provide workers with the choice of remote, in-office, or hybrid ways of working. In fact, Zoom, we announced just last month the creation of Zoom work styles, where our own employees can choose their own work style, empowering them to do their best work in a manner in which they feel most comfortable. So that's what our focus has been. And Zoom is bringing business communications into one platform, creating an ecosystem where employees can move seamlessly between communication methods such as video to phone or chat, send files, share content, and schedule meetings without having to use different applications and platforms. We have a number of product innovations, which we are excited to walk you through today. In fact, Zoom Room is not confined just to the office. We're starting to see demand for Zoom Rooms in industry use cases, in banking, in branches, in healthcare, in hospitals and clinics, in education, in learning centers and schools and universities, and in retail and many more industries. And we'll talk a little bit about that. So the future of work really is here for us to reimagine. And today we're going to give you a glimpse of what is truly possible with Zoom. So over to you, Haley, and to introduce the Zoom Rooms team.
Thank you, Ricky. I'll now hand the time over to Mirella, our resident Zoom Room specialist, to kick off the tour. Mirella, over to you.
Thank you, Haley, and thank you all for joining us today. I am here in the San Jose headquarters, as you've heard the message, where we are in a hybrid workplace environment, I hope forever. I personally have experienced how advantageous it is to have the flexibility. I'm going to show you today how even our front receptionist can now have a work-life balance and be able to welcome people back into work from her own remote location. Now, please do keep in mind, everything I am showing you today is utilizing the Zoom platform. So, traditionally, when you walk into a building, you are greeted by a nice, warm, smiley face. Because we are supporting a flexible workplace environment, we have introduced the kiosk, and it runs a receptionist, a virtual receptionist. I can easily click And on the other end, it will be answered by one of 4 individuals who can greet me into my building, perhaps check me in. I can also welcome catering. I can do deliveries. The customization is up to the customer and their imagination. So as it dials the remote end, as you see here, hi Farzad, we're here for a demo.
Hi Marilla, yes, you're all set.
Thank you, have a great day. As you can see, Farzad can be at the luxury of his home. Now that we have been welcomed into the building, the natural next step is for us to find our workspace for the day. Here, also in the kiosk, I have the option to have my map clearly visible for me. It is interactive, so I can book directly from here, or I can so choose to have a much larger platform, such as this one here. It is 65-inch. Now, it's similar to the smaller profile. Everything is inclusive. It is an appliance that's already running Zoom straight out of the box. It's plug and play. It has the camera, the speakers, and the microphone. This is also touch enabled, so I can see my conference rooms, the availability. I have the pleasure of booking a room in advance from home using Office 365, Exchange, or Google Calendar. But I can also do ad hoc booking here, such as this particular space. I can go ahead and scan a QR code using my mobile device very easily running on my app. And this is just my Zoom app. I, that quick, was able to schedule a hot desk for the day. Of course, not everyone is going to have a dedicated space. That's just not the future that we're going to be introducing ourselves back into, and we have strategically placed room schedulers outside each one of our conference rooms and other meeting spaces. And that is to, of course, very strategically to save time and to give, again, those users the ability to book meeting rooms at home or in the office. I have already, of course, booked this panel for today, but if I wanted to find an alternative conference room, I would easily be able to do so right here, very easily find an alternative location. I can even add my participants directly from this panel. If you wanted to, your users could also report perhaps even technology concerns in the room using the panel. We have standardized here. This is a neat panel. It has the LED lights all configured directly into it as native. And we do have PoE running to the panel itself. Now, it is noteworthy that with one Zoom room license, you can have unlimited room schedulers. So with just one room Zoom license, you can have room schedulers outside all of your conference rooms, even rooms that don't have a technology, such as wellness rooms or mommy's rooms. This is incredibly helpful. It will eliminate double bookings, and it will even perhaps prevent squatters from coming in and using the room when they indeed don't have the authority to do so just yet because the meeting is in use. Okay, now here we've got a large room. Historically, this room would have a lot of audio-visual integration into. We have, however, standardized all of our conference rooms here on this floor to be appliance space. Reason being is because it makes it a lot easier for users to join and interact with themselves, and the technology is much more welcoming. It also reduced the cost tremendously. This now is an all-in-one appliance as well. It has the camera, a PTZ optical zoom camera, the embedded speakers, and the microphones all in this appliance and this chassis running Zooms natively to it. So it's a plug-and-play solution. The quality in the installation now is a couple of hours as opposed to days, and a fraction of the cost. Something to this magnitude in this room could easily cost $35,000 to $50,000 in the past, and now it is just under $5,000, making it much more scalable throughout all of your rooms, right? Now, another advantageous application that we're bringing to these spaces is for users to be able to have a control panel at their fingertips. Perhaps they don't want to touch a communal device, or perhaps they just want to be able to sit here instead of the end of the table, and we're going to give them that flexibility. This is just running the app, and with one click, using ultra pairing technology, I'm able to join this call.
Recording in progress.
Okay. The quality in this room is phenomenal. We're going to go ahead and leave this room, and now I will take you to a huddle size room. The huddle size rooms have been quite popular the past several years due to its real estate size. It's much smaller, but now we're even adding value in these size rooms as well too. As in the past, it would be very limited technology and perhaps, you know, just maybe a conference phone in these spaces. With your Zoom Room license, you can do so much more. We have an all-in-one appliance, and from this appliance, I can have a conference phone, I can have a collaborative, interactive whiteboarding and screen sharing. I don't even need to run conduit on the ground to run HDMI cable or other cables for sharing content, such as this one, no longer needed with Zoom. I can easily share content wirelessly, and my in-person participants can, of course, collaborate with me. We can even annotate directly on the screen. Furthermore, I can also dial using our Zoom phone integration. You can use this phone, big, large speaker phone. We can even do a whiteboarding session. Now, whatever it is that I do, say play tic-tac-toe, or talk about strategic next steps for phasing back into the workplace, I can send this information, chat it to myself, or I can go ahead and email it to my participants, no longer having the need to take a picture of it to send it to others. I don't need to actually save it, but I want to show you a really great functionality and really completely a hands-free experience. Hello Zoom, join meeting.
Do you want to join the meeting?
Yes.
Starting the meeting. Recording in progress.
Everything is very easy. Moving along, we just left a very small space. We're now going to take you into a much larger platform. What Zoom is enable you to do is for you to have freedom and flexibility in whatever workspace that you should choose. Small rooms, medium size, and even these large spaces, which we call a flex space. We have partnered with very strategic partners that have made these experiences even better. With acoustic fencing, I am able to come in and out within a range, and it will eliminate the background noise and enhancing that experience for the people on the far end.
Recording in progress.
As I sit here, you can see the video quality, and I'm able to go in and out, and you might not hear me as the cone. Okay, forgive. Join on that call. That was one solution. I also have digital signage. Also included with your Zoom Room license is unlimited digital signage. You can now push out RSS feeds, COVID protocols, announcements, welcome back, birthdays, etc. You can showcase and illustrate all the information that you want, unlimited for your organization. You can have as many displays as you possibly can and give different people different permissions and different collaterals depending on your particular case use. Again, it comes embedded with your Zoom Room subscription. And now you not only are able to show digital signage, you can even push out and stream out your calls during the meeting. So let's say, for instance, all hand spaces. You can also use this display, as you can see, a sharing key located on the top. You can now also share content wirelessly in these spaces as well too, bringing again the value and the interoperability for you to do so much more within your environment and the technology that you have in place today. You can even add digital signage in your dormant displays in your conference rooms. So as you can see here, these are Zoom rooms and they're pushing digital signage. A great case scenario for this is you can do how-to tutorials. All right, now, as you recall, I scheduled a hot desk for the day. I'm done with my conference rooms, all done. Now I am going to dedicate myself to this working space for the rest of the day. Very easy to do so. You can do it in different platforms. You can do it in this all-in-one appliance, which is already running, or I can do it in a Zoom phone, such as this one. Now, because I've already checked in for the day, I am able to easily receive a call, and I am having now the ability to join regardless of the technology from wherever I am. Zoom is able to now bring the ease of use to all of your experiences. Hi.
Hi, Morella.
Now, what I'm going to do without losing any speed to which I've worked, I'm also going to be able to transfer this call seamlessly to a private space right behind me. So let's say if I was having a private conversation and I wanted to take this into this room, I can do so. Now I can also escalate this call into a Zoom meeting. Now, we're here. We did not have to hang up at any stage of the conversation, which is really great. I can admit my participants, and I have all of the other collaboration tools that I had in the past. Hello, Farzad, such as whiteboarding and content sharing. So he and I can go ahead and interact with each other without skipping a beat. Thank you so much. That's the power of Zoom and remaining within our platform. We give you all the freedom and the flexibility for you to do all of the things you need to do at a tick and a blink of an eye, right? Now here we are. We are in our standard size room. You'll notice I want to just highlight for this demonstration purpose. This is an all-in-one appliance as well. Notice this is one camera. What you are about to see, you're witnessing all from this one single camera. Okay, I will join the room from here.
Recording in progress.
Thank you so much. We're here, and I am in this conference room, which is seating some imaginary friends, as you see here today for a demonstration purpose, but an actual human being here as well. And what you're going to witness is how we are democratizing the experience for both users on the far end and in the office, right? We're now going to be able to add multiple streams into the call, utilizing that one camera. So you don't lose your own equity into the space any longer. You get the face-to-face experience that you've been getting from home.
Yeah, I think what's interesting is that, we now have an average of 300 million active daily users on Zoom globally. And as we come back into the office in this hybrid fashion, the traditional office space, which has been the premium in the video conferencing world, is now the poor experience. We can't be at the end of the table. We need to be, in the call like you in the gallery view. So even if I stand up, the camera will automatically realign me. We are quite different heights, and yet we are now all aligned accordingly. And the other thing as well is that we can do a parameter around this room. So people who are outside of the space in the glass table, they're no longer seen. As you can see, you can even go to the very back of the room. They're no longer picked up by the smart gallery. The applications for that are myriad, but one of them, of course, is bringing in food for a working lunch, and that's not disturbing the meeting. And so all of this from one camera, right? It's really, really phenomenal what we're able to sort of do. And again, this endpoint retails at around $3,500 US. It's a very, very inexpensive way of doing really, really remarkable thing here. So I would finish by mentioning 25% of Zoom Room features come directly from customer feedback. And this is one of them. One of our CEOs of a large bank met with our CEO, Eric, and said, hey, when I connect through to my Singapore office, they're all huddled around the table and they look like ants to them. What can you do to help me? And so breaking each and giving us all our own space allows them to be able to have a much more equitable, democratic video experience.
Indeed. Well, thank you so much. We greatly enjoyed being with you this evening, and we wish you all the best as you do what we're going to do next in our future workspace in hybrid environments. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mirella and team. Thank you for our host for taking us through the Zoom virtual tour. Now is the time for Jeff on his presentation. Let me hand over to Jeff. Who'll be
no worries. Thanks, Haley.
Sorry about
and
that.
Thanks, Mirella, for taking us through the office. This is great. Always good to see these things in practice. And I always like to mention that was all shipping software. So none of that is pre-production. It was all available now to customers. So just wanted to walk through a little bit about overview of what you've seen. Just to reiterate, Zoom Rooms are the solution from Zoom for workspaces where multiple people want to get together. So when you want to meet together face-to-face and you need to communicate with somebody that's not there, that's what Zoom Rooms are for. Fits a lot of different spaces. You saw a bunch of them in the tour today. So boardrooms, conference rooms, small executive offices, which are really small conference rooms these days, as well as huddle rooms and training rooms. It's very, very flexible. We saw a lot of appliances today in the tour. So these are purpose-built devices that run the Zoom software, but we also have the ability to run the same Zoom software on a PC or Mac in a very flexible hardware configuration. In addition to the Zoom Room software platform, we also have interoperability solutions from our conference room connector that allows for standards-based video conferencing equipment to connect into Zoom. And they mentioned on the tour the value-added services that come with Zoom Rooms. So scheduling displays, we saw those on the panels that were on the wall, as well as digital signage and the kiosk that was hosting the virtual receptionist. We also introduced workspace reservations so people can reserve spaces that are not assigned to them in the office space. And all of these solutions are centrally managed. So you can easily scale up your deployment, manage it remotely without having people walk around the halls. Our focus as a Rooms team from a product perspective is looking at people. What do people need to do to communicate naturally and effectively in these hybrid environments? More and more, we know that people are going to meet together, but not everybody can be in the same physical place at the same time. So how do we connect them in a way where they maintain equity and we're able to include people wherever they are? As well, that they're able to bring in the content that they need, both through Zoom applications themselves, like our whiteboard, but also through Zoom apps, so that third-party applications can come into Zoom Rooms environment, as well as into the personal devices. As well, we're seeing more and more expansion outside of the conference room with the Zoom platform through our workspace reservation and management applications. So a little bit more about the new Zoom Whiteboard platform. This is a completely new product. It's a visual collaboration product. It gives you a workspace that you can organize, plan your work, brainstorm, a diagram. Really, really great platform. So this is currently in beta. We're going to be launching it later this year. Very excited about this. Some of the features that we bring on the Zoom Whiteboard are an infinite canvas, really big space, so you can all of your ideas can flow however they need to expand, and you can use shapes and connectors to showcase your ideas, bring in images so that you bring more life to your board. As well as use the brainstorm tool, sticky notes, to organize those thoughts. This is a persistent platform, so it's not just associated with meetings, but you can create boards outside of a meeting context, share them with your colleagues, either inside your organization or out, and all with granular control about who can access what, when.